guides and angels assembled.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually assemble in a circle around.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a different type of entity that came in that felt more corporal. They had like white robes that were more of a coarser cloth, it seemed.
Okay.
And they were white robes, but and then they had hoods on, and they formed a circle of 23. And they were kind of scary to me.
Okay.
And I was just wondering if there are, I mean, I got that they were ascended masters,
Mm-hmm.
not the normal guides and angels.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering if that's ever been an experience of yours, that you've seen these characters and...
Not the scary stuff. No,
Well,
I can't.
I had never seen it. I
Oh,
had
okay.
never felt
So
it
did
or seen
so the question I'd ask you is: did it frighten you because you saw them, or did it frighten you because you felt scared?
it.
You know what, like.
The person on the table, I wonder about their true intentions, and then I try to, cleanse myself of my own,
Yes.
what would be a prejudice. But when they came in,
Mm-hmm.
that prejudice came back like that.
Right.
Are you of the light?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know actually on that one. I really, really don't know. All I know is that I'm very clear about what's of the light and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's shown to me in very, very clear graphic details. I wouldn't know that question, the answer to that. What I do know is that the guides I know are guides of love. They are not there to frighten. They are not there to in any way make me feel that I can't, that I don't feel content and happy and are not of a love vibration.
Mm-hmm.
So on stuff like that, the truth is I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
I've been curious.
I'm sure I'd be curious too. I do think though the one thing that will protect you is your intention. If your intention is really honourable, I believe that, to a great extent, that because we are God, that with that intention, that gives you a certain strength that, as I say, they're coming down in frequency, these higher guides. So much of the astral realms is linked to the thought of our minds, that we can, as it were, govern this and everything else. And it could be that you could say, you know what, I don't like this anymore, I'm dipping out of this. And dip out you do. And that's it. One thing I've realised about the guides and stuff like that is that one time I had a problem when, actually it was my father came back, and he was quite harsh to me. And he used to be. I had a pretty tricky childhood, and he was drunk and this, that, and that's why he was the way he was. But he said something, and it just flashed me back to the way things were. And this medium was saying this to me, and I'm there, and all the other guys around. I said, you know what? That don't fly anymore. I've decided that I don't want to play. That's it. I'm dipping out the game. So I did. A day or two later, this medium come back and she said, I really need to speak to you. I said, fine, okay. So she came in, and I don't get bolshy, or that's a word we use. I don't get I don't rape myself and all that. I really don't. But I'm not having that. So what happened was, we've got to stop, Jackie?
About 5 minutes.
Okay, fine. So what happened was that she come through and she said, your father's here, and I saw this image of him, and there he was, and all the guides and masters about, and they went, go on, where you go? And he said, I'm sorry about that, I wasn't really very fair there and all that, and it's a bit too important what you do to overlook, so please can we just go back to normal? And I said, sure we can, no problem. Then I had an image of what this was about, was that the guides need you as much as you need the guides. Without you, there is no game. So it's kind of like, you would say, a football game or something like that. The guides are the players, but you're the ball. Now, you know, all these players are very capable of what they do, but if they ain't got a ball, they can't play a game. And you, being the ball, you could just be a ball, but unless you're being kicked around and moved around and all that, then you're just a ball. So what I understand is that they need you as much as you need them. Now, I'm not saying that in a big-headed way and bombastic way, but that really is the way it is. If you're offering up your intention, if you're offering up the best intention to heal with love and this, that and everything else, the last thing that you want to do is be frightened. That just doesn't ring, you know, it doesn't really make sense. Not make sense, but I personally wouldn't be too, you know. And if it's like, well, these are this, that and everything else, for me, I'd say, well, I'll tell you what, I'll just dip out of this one. I'm sure they're wonderful and they're doing this and doing that, but I have to dip out because I have to feel safe. I have to feel secure. I have to feel that I'm doing right. And everything tells me that that is the way it should be. I bet it shouldn't, you know, but it feels right. It feels right that the love, the benevolence, that is what is the key, that is what is the healer, and that is what drives me on to want to do what I do. But if it starts turning really like, it's not shady with me. It's very clear. The light is the light and the dark is the dark. Of course it gets grey, I understand all that, you know, it's all shades of grey and all that. But generally it's very, very clear in the way things are and the way the way they function. That's how they do it for me. That's all I can say. That's how they do it for me. So, any final questions?
So you're saying we are in control. It's up to us.
I'm saying we
That
have
sounds good.
Yeah. We have a certain amount of control. The one thing we have that is ours is our free will. And the reason it's called free will is because it's free.
And you can reject negativity.
And you can reject it.
That's good.
And so I don't think for 1 minute that we have to do anything that goes that in any way, what's the word I'm looking for? It's an expression here that is... goes against the grain, exactly, thank you. And it's sort of like, you know, abusive to the spirit. If it's anything like that, I don't think so. What I didn't understand was that we have a certain... Now, other thing is, final thing about this, is that knowledge brings responsibility. And I believe that there's a certain amount of knowledge that's been part... Whatever, you take the best, you ditch the rest, whatever. There's certain things that everyone's got here tonight. But there's also a responsibility that's linked to this. That we come from the right intention for the right reasons. And we don't abuse that. So we have an incredible, should we say, power source. And it's our minds. And it's our intentions. That's what the big battle going on in the astral realms is all about. So the whole idea is coming from whatever way you're coming from and the frequency you're coming from. That's got to be the key to what this is all about. And so I love the idea that now I have more knowledge, now I have some effect, because as long as your intention is honourable, as far as I understand it, you'll be fine. So intention is everything, and knowledge brings responsibility, and that's it. So I'll say thank you very much to everyone for coming along. God bless, and thank you. Thanks a lot.